You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Defending liberty 1 hour at a time and broadcasting live from the RWB Network studios in New York City. This is the Ryno Report. Always right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are going to make America great again.
My fellow Americans, let's roll.
And now, here's your host, the Ryno.
I am the Ryno, and this is my report. We are coming to you today, of course, from the RWB Network Studios here in New York, and broadcasted by CRN Digital Talk Radio. Well, the weekend is almost here, and you know what that means, right? Come Friday, it's always nice to sit back with a nice adult beverage. See, me, I'm a beer or whiskey guy myself. Johnny Blue just has this way of easing all the worries of the previous week away. Just a couple of pours, that's all it takes. Unless you're a gin drinker in Canada, it may take a lot less. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has removed all Bombay Sapphire London Dry Gin from their nation's shelves. What would prompt such an extreme measure, you ask? Well, let's call it false advertising. The bottle stated that it contained 40% alcohol by volume, but when tested, it was found to have much more than that. A whopping 77% alcohol. You can go blind drinking this stuff. That means it's really good, by the way. This isn't the first time it's happened in the Great White North either. Back in March, Georgian Bay had to be removed as well. It tested at 81% alcohol by volume, more than double the stated amount. No wonder there are so many fights in the stands at Canadian hockey games. All right, guys, big show today. Number one, France is gearing up to head to the polls this weekend. While frontrunner Macron has a sizable lead, could last night's debate put Le Pen over the top just in time? And why is Germany holding its breath? Also, after Democrats acted all giddy about former National Security Advisor Susan Rice getting a chance to reveal dirt on the Trump administration during a committee hearing, she has now declined the invitation to speak to them. Well, more specifically, her lawyer declined. And that should tell you all you need to know about that. Number 3, on today's docket, the omnibus passed in the House and now awaits a vote in the Senate. But which party is really coming out on top with this? So we have some interesting numbers. We also have the House finally gets to vote on the Obamacare replacement, while both sides of the Republican aisle think they've struck a deal. One provision is conspicuously absent. We also have Kellyanne Conway. She is firing back at crooked Hillary Clinton over Twitter. These are always fun. Kellyanne is so much smarter than Hillary. All right, guys, big show today. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Ryno, R-Y-N-O on air. That's at Ryno on air. You can also check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Ryno Report. We're getting a little more active on Facebook. Also, you can email me questions, concerns, comments, a good joke, a story I missed, something you want me to talk about, something I didn't talk about. Ryno, R-Y-N-O at rwbnetwork.com. Do not go anywhere. We have a big show. And remember, never, ever, ever apologize for being right. Hey guys, Ryan the Ryno DeSico here for my friends at Liberty HealthShare. If your healthcare has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up, because you do have options. Liberty HealthShare could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty HealthShare. You can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your healthcare. Liberty HealthShare offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty HealthShare offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty HealthShare today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today. Welcome back to the show. Big shout-outs, as always, to everyone listening on Red Nation Rising Radio, Streaming Talk Radio, KLRN Radio, Western Free Press. They have a streaming feed. on westernfreepress.com. And as always, crntalk.com, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, so set your watches to that or your smartphones to that. And while your smartphone is out, you can go to iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, or iHeartRadio and subscribe to the Ryno Report. And it will get sent right to your phone. You'll never miss a show. We know that can't happen. So I hope you guys are having a good day here. My lunch, I got to tell you about my lunch. My lunch was something like a second grader would eat. I had a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and chocolate milk, so I'm a little wired today. A lot of sugar in there, but that's okay. I'm an American. I can handle it. Hey, are you guys a little sick of Marie Harf? Just asking. I mean, we had to see her and Jen Psaki. They run this tandem duo thing at the State Department, and the spokespeople. They're so grating. You can't listen to them. And now they got this Marie Harf. She was on Outnumbered a few times on Fox, and then she's on that Specialist show, which I watched that yesterday, unfortunately. And Eric Bolling has like almost no role in that show. I don't know why he's even there. I liked it before when they used to call it The Five. That's what it was. It was Eric Bolling in the middle with two people flanking him on each side. You had Mark Stein. He was there, very good. He's the smartest one on that set when he's there. But he had Harf on that too. I'm getting a little sick of it. Like, well, what is going on? Is this the small transition over to a more leftward leaning? Because you can't even say more moderate. Because Fox News, for the most part, is pretty moderate. You may not think so if you sit on the left somewhere. You think Fox News is uber right. I can tell you, as somebody who's on the uber right, they are not. Are they transitioning perhaps a little more to the left, just as MSNBC may be transitioning a little bit more to the right with people like Greta? Now they have Megyn Kelly on the NBC networks. Is there something going on here where maybe Fox is seeing this turn to the left? I don't know, because the only real conservatives you have on Fox now are Hannity and Tucker. That's really about it. Bill Hemmer a little bit. Forget Shepard Smith. That guy's a dumpster fire unless it's breaking news. And I've said this many, many times. When it comes to breaking news, there's nobody better in the business than Shepard Smith. When it comes to opining on the day's topics, you got to put him on mute. You just got to do it. Also, big news today. You have Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski. They're engaged to get married, which begs the question, is Joe going to change his last name or just hyphenate it? What's going to happen there? Yeah, that's a long time coming. I guess when he pitched this show, when Scarborough pitched this show, the Morning Joe, whatever it's called, this was when Imus was kicked off the air there, and he pitched it with Mika as being the co-host. She was just a newsreader before that. You know, one of those, like, every 15 minutes they come on, they read the headlines, and they go away again. She was one of them. And so this may have been going on a little bit longer than a recent, tryst or whatever. So that's big news out of MSNBC. I didn't think they believed in a marriage between a man and a woman on that station. But hey, I who knows? I haven't checked. But yeah, I'm just a little sick of this Marie Harf stuff. And then you got Jen Psaki, right? Psaki with a P. She's on CNN, which is the holy grail for people like that. That's where Marie Harf wants to be. She wants to be on CNN. This is just biding her time. She needed a job because she's unemployable otherwise. So she'll wait till CNN or MSNBC give her an offer, and then she'll be off of Fox, but they'll just replace her with somebody else. So just had to get that off my chest. I'm sick of seeing her. I thought she was drafted in the NFL draft. She's a big girl, right? Looks like a middle linebacker out of Oklahoma State. All right, let's go south from Oklahoma. Let's go to Texas. Now, there was this story. Well, it wasn't a story. It actually happened. This guy who shot the paramedic and then was shooting at the cops when they responded, this Derek Lamont Brown. This has gotten largely forgotten by mainstream media. They don't want you to see this. They'd rather you see a white cop shoot a black man because that's what gets them ratings. When you have a black male who shoots at cops, they don't want to show you that side of the coin. Well, doing some digging here, it looks like this guy was a part of the same anti-cop groups as Micah X. Johnson. Do you know who Micah X. Johnson is? Well, he was the guy who killed the 4 Dallas police officers and the 1 Dart officer during that Black Lives Matter rally last year. Now, this guy, Derek Lamont Brown, he's a part of this Huey P. Newton gun club, very, very anti-cop, and he also has ties to the new Black Panther Party. There's a picture, actually, of this guy standing with Babu Amawali, who I guess is the founder of the Huey P. Newton gun club. And interestingly enough, in the picture, they're holding guns. Both of these guys have felonies, though. How'd they get guns? I guess they didn't go through a background check, huh? Maybe they just got them illegally? Maybe? Well, this is, like I said, getting largely covered up. What they're saying here is this may all be tied to that Alton Sterling Baton Rouge dust-up, last year again, where the officer shot Alton Sterling, and that this is collateral damage from that, and this guy Derek Lamont Brown was still pissed off about that, so he shot at the paramedics and the cops when they responded because he had already killed his 67-year-old roommate that morning. All right, so as we see here, ties to 3 terrorist organizations: the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, the New Black Panther Party, and Black Lives Matter. So, you know what? Just wanted to put that out there because no one else was talking about it. And the dangers that our police officers face every single day. You can't say it enough when you talk about our law enforcement community, how when they go to work in the morning, whether it's first shift or second shift or third shift, in the evening or at night, that they may not see their family again, and that's something that my family had to deal with. That's something that a lot of families have to deal with, and it's very disconcerting. And there are some places in some metropolitan areas where police officers are paid very well. Here on Long Island, the average police officer makes well north of $100,000 a year. But you go into New York City, and their rookies make about $40,000 a year. Now, which job do you assume is harder, Long Island or New York City? I'll leave that up to you. But across the country, they don't make a lot of money. In the department that I worked in, a sergeant made just north of $15 an hour. $15 an hour to be a sergeant. And that's like a lot of places in this country. They just don't make that much money, and they get less and less respect. I think with Attorney General Jeff Sessions, I think with President Trump, you're going to see a little bit more money go to these agencies, a little bit more respect, at least from the federal government. The Obama administration all but painted a target on the back of police officers. And not just police officers, probation officers, correction officers, parole officers. If you were an officer of the law, you were an enemy of the Obama administration. Look how lawless they were. So I think it is worth noting, if you do know some officers, tell them thank you, just like you thank our military. Thank your police officers. It's not an easy job. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the election in France. Does Le Pen stand a chance? Okay, that's fine.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
too. The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
All right, folks, welcome back to the show. So, if you haven't heard, they're having this little election over in France this Sunday. You know what's weird about their election cycle? Well, there's a lot weird about it. But they have to stop campaigning on Friday. So no campaigning on Saturday and Sunday. It's this I guess cooling off period for the citizens of France to digest what they've heard. I'm not quite sure how you digest a year of campaigning in one day, but or 2 days, I guess. But that's what they do. I mean, I'm not really sure what constitutes campaigning. I'm not sure if their surrogates can go out and campaign. I'm not quite sure. And I don't really care. I mean, I kind of care because if Le Pen wins, then you see this expansion of conservatism and this anti-globalism, which I'm all for, obviously. But in terms of my day-to-day life, I don't concern myself with France. I don't drink a lot of French wine. I eat French fries, but that's about it. I don't really care. But they have this Emmanuel Macron guy, and he really is France's Hillary Clinton, just without the legacy of politics, right? He's a banker. He married his teacher, which I'm not sure what that says about you, but he married his teacher nonetheless. He was speaking to about 10,000 people in Paris the other day. Now, 10,000 people are what's outside of a Trump rally, all right? Just FYI. So he had 10,000 people there, which probably is more than Hillary ever had put together when there wasn't a celebrity accompanying her. Anyway, I could do this for days. Anyway, he called Le Pen's supporters fearmongers, extremists, okay? He kind of had his basket of deplorables moment. Remember that with Hillary, the basket of deplorables? I'm still a proud deplorable. I am. So he's calling them. He says that Le Pen supporters are our true enemies. Doesn't sound like a guy who wants to unite the country, does it? Nah, not at all. Similar to Hillary, though. He also goes on and says they use anger, they propagate lies. For decades, they have fanned hatred, fomented divisions, imposed their discourse of discrimination. That's what he says. You know, I was thinking, shouldn't Hillary campaign for Le Pen? I mean, think about it. The cornerstone of the Hillary campaign was this glass ceiling. Vote for me, I'm a woman. That way, if I lose, I can say I lost because I'm a woman. Oh, that wasn't part of it? Well, I just continued it. So, why isn't she campaigning for Le Pen? isn't Le Pen going to break some glass ceiling? And see, there really is no glass ceiling. They've had over 40 world leaders who are female. I think there's, 16 or 19 currently. It was this made-up thing. It was this campaign thing. Of course Hillary won't support Le Pen, because Le Pen has common sense, and Hillary does not. It's funny, this Macron guy went to a factory during the first round of electioneering in France, and Le Pen had just been to the factory, saying that she was going to create more jobs, and all of these illegal Muslims weren't going to work there anymore, and she got the whole place riled up, and they're cheering for her. Macron shows up a little while later, and they boo him. They were booing this guy. They are deeply divided. There is no doubt about that. Now, I don't believe, I've said it before, I don't believe that their nationalist sentiment, or the ones that have a nationalist sentiment in that country, are enough to outweigh. France has been very, very liberal for a very, very long time. They may be swinging a little bit more to the right, but I don't think it's there. Even in this debate, they had a debate last night, and Le Pen had a great line. She says, France will be led by a woman. It will be me or Mrs. Merkel. That's what she said. That's the truth. And because Macron had met with Angela Merkel just a few days before that, and she's trying to make the play that Macron will just do whatever Merkel wants, and which is probably true. Probably very, very true. Now, the numbers out of France don't look so hot for Le Pen. An Ipsos poll, which we know how accurate they are, Ipsos has Macron at 59, Le Pen at 41. There's a Servapov poll. I don't know. I don't speak French. Sounds Russian, though. 85% know who they're voting for already. That's what they're saying. Only 15% are still outstanding. That 15 is going to have a hard time having Le Pen catch up 20 points. Let's see, you have a Harris poll here. The Harris poll says that on Thursday, April 20th, since then, Le Pen has gained 6 points. She's at 33. Macron's at 67. Now, there's a large disparity here. And you can say, well, Trump overcame a disparity. Brexit overcame a disparity. It wasn't this much. This would be a tremendous, tremendous upset. You have a IFOP poll. Macron 59, Le Pen 41. So no matter where you go, she's 18, 19, 20 points down. All right, when we come back, we will finish up talking about this, and then we'll talk about some executive orders on the Day of Prayer, the National Day of Prayer.
Need more money? Thinking of going back to school? Seriously, are you really going to spend over $100,000 in tuition and 4 to 6 years of your life at your age for a job that may not even be there when you graduate? Let's compare. Enroll in my online day trading program, and I will turn you into a professional certified day trader in just 12 weeks. Pros earn between $50,000 to over $1 million a year. But is day trading risky? Not if you're trading with my money. When you graduate, I will fund your trading account with up to $100,000 of my money and let you keep up to 80% of what you earn. Tuition for a tactic trading profession day trader certification is only $5,999. That's $94,000 cheaper than a 4-year private college. But hey, that's still a lot of money. So enroll for only $99 for a 30-day trial period. During this time, we can help you figure out how to come up with the rest of the tuition, and you can make sure this program is for you. At the end of the 30 days, the $99 is fully refundable, if not completely satisfied. So what are you waiting for? Call 877-219-8778. That's 877-219-8778.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's to see the memorabilia of movie stars and theatrical magic right in downtown Fullerton, California. See the art of the masters, an Italian town square complete with storefronts of old Italian butchers and cheesemongers, fruit and wine vendors, seamstresses showing their wares, fairy lights from cathedral ceilings, and our ancestors smiling down at you from the family love altar. The romance of Romeo and Juliet, and find the mystical Room of the Moon. And don't forget King Kong, Dracula, Frankenstein, and who knows what awaits you in the wine cellar. Enjoy the great food. We hand stuff our pastas, roll each and every tortellini, bake our own bread, make our own sauces fresh from our private stock of Sicilian family recipes. From pasta to seafood, chicken to award-winning pizzas, tiramisu flown in from Rome. If you can't find something on our menu to tempt you, you don't like Italian food. Try our Sunday brunch, just $18.95, and Angelo's and Vinci's has been named 2 years in a row Best Italian Restaurant in Orange County. Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurant at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022.
Hey there, did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and complete coursework from the park, or the beach, or even your couch watching the kids. And Independence University gives you the tools, a free tablet and laptop for undergrad students to use and keep when they graduate. That's right. Get a laptop so you can go to college from anywhere. Take the first step to a new career in business, information technology, healthcare, or graphic arts. Call to find the online degree program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to increasing your earning potential.
800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. That's 800-989-1361.
All the older episodes, iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeartRadio. That's the podcast version of the show, the on-demand version of the show. We posted about an hour after the live show is over. I got a little email while we're sitting here during the break, and it was about podcasting, and it said podcasters are, for the most part, introverts. Yeah, introverts. Because podcasting rides the line between public speaking and private content. And I disagree. I don't know. So I subsequently unsubscribed from that email. One last little poll here. This is Opinion Way. Again, the election out there in France. Macron at 60, Le Pen at 40. She's down. I mean, it's about 20 wherever you look. There are no other polls that say, well, she's within 5, within 4. They're just not there. It would be a major upset. I think I put her chances at winning a couple weeks ago at about 25 to 30. I would say they're closer to 20 to 25 now. Again, barring some major upset. See, part of the problem over there, and I know you guys don't really care, but part of the problem is the way these candidates are branding themselves and the way they're branding the other candidate. President Trump was very good as candidate Trump at branding Hillary Clinton as a criminal. We all know she's a criminal. She knows she's a criminal. Bill knows she's a criminal. And Chelsea knows she has a criminal family. They are a criminal syndicate. But you have to let the people know and hear it, right? So President Trump kept calling her Crooked Hillary, and that stuck, and everyone calls her Crooked Hillary, who's, not a huge fan of hers. And that stuck. Trump also did a good job of rebranding the Republican Party as a pro-America party. After the Democrats spent years of trying to brand the Republican Party as the party of no, he switched that around. In one fell swoop, all of a sudden, the Republicans were pro-America and the Democrats were pro-globalism. And that was very good. See, what Macron is doing is he's calling Le Pen the anti-France party, and he's been doing that. He's been banging that drum pretty good, and I imagine that's probably coming from people like Obama, who support him, and Tony Blair, who support him also. So he's just had a better He's branded her better than she's branded him. And when it comes down to a very commercialized society, which is what we live in, branding is very important. All right, let's move on. Let's go back over the pond and come back here. So today is the National Day of Prayer, and we commemorate that by having a Rose Garden ceremony, apparently, at the White House, where Trump is signing the executive orders on religious liberty and focusing specifically on the Johnson Amendment. And this is a good thing. Now, the LGBTQ plus one, whatever it's called, community, they were up in arms because they felt this executive order was going to allow contractors, federal contractors, to decide, hey, you're gay, I'm not going to employ you. That's not at all what it said, but that's what, if you noticed on Twitter, it started trending right away. And that was because all of the Congress people on the left got together, noticed they all had the same pictures in all of their tweets. Well, they all got together and tweeted at the same time, and instantly it trended. Because I think in the Twitter algorithm, if you're a Democrat, you get like a +10 or something. That's probably what happens. It's kind of like how SurveyMonkey does polls, Democrat +10. And that wound up now. The story is that whatever provision in the executive order that sort of kind of said something about letting an employer hire who they want, God forbid, I guess Ivanka walked into the Oval Office and said, Dad, you can't, she doesn't say President Dad, she says, Dad, you can't do this. You can't do this. She stood up for this could have been a show too. It very easily could have been a show. But really what's happening here is you're getting rid of this Johnson Amendment, which had been enacted in 1954, and it regulated the tax-exempt organizations, such as churches, from being too politically involved. And this has only benefited churches that are not on the right. If you are a conservative-leaning church, you have been slapped with fines or forced to pay taxes over the years. But people like Farrakhan, people like Sharpton, people like Reverend Wright, they all get they don't get slapped with these fines, even though they're using their church to make political statements. So this was just to give an even playing field to those churches, or perhaps synagogues or mosques or whatever it may be, that have more of a rightward-leaning opinion. And I think this is a good thing because the playing field wasn't leveled, and they know it wasn't leveled. But because when you level the playing field, what happens is the right wins. When you have the facts out there, the right wins. When you level the playing field, the right wins. And that's why the Democrats don't want the playing field leveled, because they know they'll lose. They've done nothing but lose since 2008. Except for the presidency twice, and they can hang their hat on that all they want. The whole country is red, whether they choose to admit that or not. Now, the ACLU, very interesting here, says, the ACLU fights every day to defend religious freedom, but religious freedom does not mean the right to discriminate against or harm others. If President Trump signs an executive order that attempts to provide a license to discriminate against women or LGBT people, we will see him in court. Whew, these are huffy words out of the ACLU. Do you remember any words like this when it came to, I don't know, UC Berkeley? Anything like that? Anything like any attempt by the University of California at Berkeley to restrict the First Amendment rights of its students and speakers, we will see them in court. No. You didn't see anything like that. You know why? Because the ACLU is a bunch of ambulance chasers. They're lawyers that can't get jobs anywhere else. They're these bleeding heart liberals. They'll never stand up for the rights of me or you. But in a vague executive order that doesn't specifically say anything wrong or anything about not hiring LGBT, they come right to the fore. They come right to the fore. That's the ACLU. They're not worth the paper they're printed on. All right, so that's done. We also have this Susan Rice stuff. Did you guys see this? This has been kind of missing from the news cycle the last 24 hours. She has denied the request to sit in front of the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee next week. And you know why? She says because her invitation didn't include Senator Whitehouse from Rhode Island, right? Whitehouse, ironically enough, a place he'll never be. That's his name. It didn't include his name. So it was just from Lindsey Graham, and who is more of a Democrat than Whitehouse, possibly. And so that's why they're not going. And no, they're not going because she has lied to us continuously and keeps lying to us. Can't even get her story straight on TV. That's why she's not going. It is subpoena time, my friends. If she had nothing to hide, she would show up with bells on. Time for subpoenas and time for a quick little break. Hey guys, Ryan the Ryno DeSico here for my friends at Liberty Health Share. If your healthcare has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up, because you do have options. Liberty Health Share could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty Health Share. You can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your healthcare. Liberty Health Share offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty Health Share offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty Health Share today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Alright guys, not a whole lot of time left, a couple of segments here. So we're talking about Susan Rice. We'll go through this because she's not going to show up on her own. It wasn't the appropriate invitation, she didn't get her +1 or whatever, so she's not going to show up. Well, on PBS, she was there saying that she ordered the unmasking of these names, and a week later, she knows nothing about it on MSNBC. That's kind of like that Dr. Farkas clown, that she knew about the plan, and she participated in the disseminating of incriminating material about the Trump and Trump associates, and then 2 days later on MSNBC, I didn't say that. I mean, she's on video saying it, and then, typical Democrat stuff here. They're going to have to issue a subpoena, get her in front of these committees, and see what's what. She has incriminated herself many, many times in public eye. She's perhaps the worst ambassador or national security advisor this country has ever seen. Let's get her in front of some people who matter and, see what happens. She's covering for Obama. They're all covering for Obama. They're still falling on their swords for Obama. To be expected. Trump called her out. Trump said on Twitter, Susan Rice, the former national security advisor to President Obama, is refusing to testify before a Senate subcommittee next week on allegations of unmasking Trump transition officials. Not good. That was separated into 2 tweets because our president is becoming a little bit more long-winded in his tweets. He's not trying to fit them all into 140 characters anymore. Some of these are a little bit longer. All right, so, what's funny is actually, just before we go off this topic, Dianne Feinstein, the one out in California there, she's saying that Rice should reconsider. Yeah, interesting. That Feinstein is saying that she should testify. All right, we got to move. Oh, this budget passed, right? Or the omnibus, whatever it is. It passed, the spending bill. $15 billion in defense spending, $1.5 billion for border security, but not for the wall, just for drones and beds and some fencing. They can replace some fencing if it broke, just a little bit. And a $5 billion increase in domestic spending. Final vote tally was 309 to 118. 103 Republicans voted against the bill. You know what that means? That means more Democrats voted for the bill than Republicans. Get out your calculator. That's what it means. And, of course, because of that, Paul Ryan calls it a big win. Big win. This is what winning looks like. This guy, what did he get, hit in the head with a ton of bricks? This is what winning looks like. Just so you know, and we'll do this quickly because not a lot of time. If you live on a border state, I bet you want to know how your representatives voted in this, right? That they don't care about your safety. So here we go. Out of the 131 yays from Republicans of the border states, 24 voted for it, and 18 voted against it. All right, Texas, Kevin Brady for it, Michael Burgess for it, Calvert for it, John Carter out of Texas for it, Mike Conaway out of Texas for it, Paul Cook, California for it, yay for it, whatever you want to call it, John Culberson out of Texas, a yay, Jeff Denham, yay. I mean, the list goes on and on. Darrell Issa, go figure, he was a yay on this. Martha McSally out of Arizona, she was a yay. Devin Nunes, yay. There's a whole bunch of Ed Royce out of California. He voted for this budget. Pete Sessions out of Texas voted for it. Thornberry out of Texas voted for it. The ones who voted against it, the ones who care about you, you have Jody Arrington out of Texas. You have Brian Babin out of Texas. Joe Barton out of Texas. I was surprised how many people from Texas voted for this budget, to be honest with you. There was a whole bunch. Louis Gohmert out of Texas voted against it, of course. Paul Gosar, Arizona, against it. Duncan Hunter, California. He's a good Republican. He voted against it. Sam Johnson out of Texas voted against it. Tom McClintock out of California voted against it. Who else do we have here? Ted Poe against it. John Ratcliffe against it. There's a whole bunch here. Schweikert out of Arizona. He was against it. Lamar Smith was against it. Roger Williams out of Texas was against it. So, interesting that more Democrats care for this spending measure than Republicans do, and a lot of Republicans in border states voted for this, and Paul Ryan thinks this is a tremendous win. This is what winning looks like. Right? He's all Charlie Sheen about this now. Now we have to talk about, I got to tell you about something I found last week. All right, something I found last week. It's called whole tones, and it's pretty crazy. It's music, and it has this kind of tremendous power to do all sorts of really cool things. It's been used through the ages to treat depression, create energy, induce sleep, relieve chronic pain, reduce stress. It's even been used to cure diseases. See, music has a lot of benefits, and we had my friend and creator of whole tones, Michael Terrell, on this show a couple of weeks ago, and he is the creator. He's the musician behind all of this stuff. And it's his Healing Music Frequency Project. Now, all of you guys can benefit from this ancient healing music therapy simply by listening to this stuff in the comfort of your own home. Maybe you're at work, maybe in the car, you're sitting in traffic, and these tones, this music that Michael has created, is also being used to help vets who have TBI, who are coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq with PTSD. He spent time at Fort Hood, a tough place to be, and Fort Drum, helping vets with this, and he was very emotional about it on this show. So you got to check it out, and there's free samples on the website. So all you got to do is you got to go to wholetones22.com. That's wholetones22.com, and get your free sample. My favorite one on there is the bridge. They're all named. All right, so look for the bridge at the bottom, and you can play these samples. It's very, very cool. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about this repeal and replace Obamacare. Guess what? It's in the works. The House passed it. Obamacare is going away as we speak. Now, is this any better? We'll spend some time talking about it. We'll spend many weeks talking about it. We'll go over the broad strokes here on the show. Plus, Democrats want to take guns out of your hands again. Oh, holy smokes, who would have thunk it? Hang in there, guys. One more segment coming up.
Michael Horn and Fred Dreyer for you for Solar Optimum. We come and broadcast from the Solar Optimum studios, 818-745-1489. This is a big deal. You can save energy if you put solar power on your house. Am I right, Fred Dreyer?
Well, listen, if you're tired of those offensive power bills, which I know I am, I had a bill the other day for $683. That's just completely outrageous. Anything over $150, you got to get Solar Optimum.
And they now have this Tesla battery that not only is there for you in a power outage, like an earthquake or the wind blows out the power or something hits and the power line goes out or whatever, but it's there for you in the evening to trickle in more power into your house so you can save even more money. You can go and find out more information and get that Tesla battery in your home. Am I right?
Yes, you can. And all you got to do is call 818-745-1489.
Don't be left out in the cold and the dark. Save your family. Get light in there. 818-745-1489. Solar power and the Tesla backup battery. 818-745-1489.
How old are you? 25, 35, 50, or older? If you have pain, we can help. Do your knees hurt?
Ow.
Let me ask you again. Are your knees killing you?
Oh, yeah. Are they ever?
What about your back? When you bend over, does it feel like this? How about when you get out of bed in the morning? If you're like me, your knees and back feel like this.
Oh, that hurts.
I found a company called the Pain Relief Hotline. They specialize in ways to treat your knee, back, and neck pain without surgery or taking medications. The good news is if you have insurance, you may have little or no cost or out-of-pocket expense. I've used them. It works. Call the Pain Relief Hotline now for free information. 800-309-2677. 800-309-2677. Call now. 800-309-2677. That's 800-309-2677.
These are the sounds of Columbo's Italian Steakhouse.
Look at this ribeye. Did you see that ribeye?
Fantastic. Incredible.
You got to try a piece of this pizza. This is delicious.
Sausage and lentil soup, special today. Very, very good.
Look at this garlic bread. Best garlic bread I ever had.
And here's Vic Perino, owner and operator of Columbo's, with the details.
A lot of the Italian recipes are my uncle's own recipes. We have a lot of people coming back for his hand-rolled lasagna. We make it basically from scratch, and I think ours is exceptional.
Here's Vic on what makes Columbo's different than other Italian restaurants.
The other thing that sets us apart from other Italian restaurants is that we're an Italian steakhouse. We specialize in our steaks.
Plus, there's more.
We have entertainment 7 nights a week. So they're coming for a lot of reasons. The value. Their value per dollar that they're getting, plus coming into a neighborhood-friendly place. Sometimes we're actually accused of being the melting pot of Eagle Rock.
Columbo's in Eagle Rock, on Colorado, just east of Eagle Rock Boulevard. Call 323-254-9138.
Alright guys, welcome back to this last segment of today's show. Thank you for hanging out with me. Check out all the older episodes, iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeartRadio. Before we talk about the health care bill, just for a minute, and we're going to have many, many weeks to talk about this. Did you see what happened with Delta? With Delta Airlines? Isn't this something when United forgets to screw the pooch, Delta steps in and stands right behind it. They tried to remove, I guess, there was a 2-year-old kid sitting in a seat with his car seat, and they wanted to use that seat, again, to fly one of their employees or whatever, an overbooked passenger or something, and they asked this dad to take the kid out of the seat, and the dad was like, no, I paid for that seat, like, the kid's going to stay there. And they said, well, he can't have his own seat and this and that. But a quick look at the Delta website says anybody 2 years old and under has to be in a car seat and has to pay for their own seat. I have flown on Delta. I have had this same problem. This is ridiculous. I am so glad I don't like to fly because I would never in a million years deal with these knuckleheads on these planes. It is absolutely ridiculous. But the plane, the air travel industry, they have been gutted. They don't get the federal funds they used to get. There are so many discount airlines on there now. And now, what is it? American Airlines is taking 2 inches away from the seat because you had all this room to begin with, right? It was really roomy to begin with at 31 inches from seat top to seat top. And now it's going to be 29 inches. And they keep to add more rows. I guess, what? It's like a still over bucket? And what does that do to the plane? They've moved these seats. A lot of these planes are from like 1965. They've moved these seats 25 times. How many holes are in this plane? That's the first question I have for you. Second of all, 29 inches. 29 inches. That is, I mean, you get more room in prison than 29 inches. Ridiculous. Delta, American Airlines, United, terrible. All terrible. All right, so about this healthcare bill, here's the problem. Now, there are people upset about these pre-existing conditions that they won't be covered. Well, relax. $8 billion are going to be put into the bill to cover pre-existing conditions. There's well over $100 billion, $130 billion set aside to help pay for pre-existing conditions. Here's the problem. This is not the fault of the Republicans. Okay, this bill isn't great. But this is the fault of Obamacare, because you wouldn't have pre-existing conditions if people could afford the Obamacare to begin with. It'd already be covered. They'd be covered continuously, and it wouldn't be considered a pre-existing condition now. But it was so expensive, people couldn't afford it, and now they have pre-existing conditions. It goes back to Obamacare. Remember, you're going to save $4,000 a month or a year, a family. $2,500 savings if you're single. Well, it wound up costing you more than that. It went up more than that. So people took the penalty. It was $99 the first year and $200 the second year, whatever it was, and that winds up being cheaper. Winds up being a lot cheaper. So they lost coverage because they didn't want it, because it was too expensive, and now you have people who have pre-existing conditions. They didn't have continuous medical coverage. This is not the Republicans' fault. They should have stopped this much, much earlier on. They had, 35 show votes about repealing this thing. They could have stopped this thing much earlier on. So this bill isn't really the problem. There are some provisions in here I don't like. I mean, we haven't read the whole thing yet, right? Because we don't get that 72-hour window anymore. Remember that window? It was so we could release bills and people could have a chance to read it and digest it. Now, nope. Here it is, bill on the floor, vote on it now. That's one of my main problems. We haven't seen this thing yet. Can you show it to us? Why is it they went out and they crucified Nancy Pelosi for the last 6 years about we have to pass it to see what's in it, and that's exactly what they're doing now. It's the same exact thing they're doing now. Put the bill out there. Let us read it. What is the hurry? What's the hurry? You're not in a hurry to build a wall. Where's the hurry for getting this thing passed? That tells you somebody's making money, and somebody's making money who's going to put it back in the pockets of these Congress people who are passing these laws. That's what it tells you. Let us see the bill. Let us read it. We're better than Nancy Pelosi. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. A big thank you to all those serving our country at home and abroad. And a huge thank you to those in the law enforcement community. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all the hard work. Please keep it up. And above all, please stay safe. God bless all of you. God bless all of your families. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, I'm the Ryno, and I'm out.